High heat bills, custom fireplaces, and more has your solution. With high-tech wood stoves and fireplaces that burn their own smoke and creosote, sawdust pellet or corn stoves, even wood furnaces. Whether you're adding a stove or fireplace.
Did you know there were some cool features in old homes that made life a breeze back then? They were like the modern tech of their time. Some were super fancy, while others were super functional in a world without all our current technology. They were all unique in their own way, but they share one thing. They've all faded into history. In this video, we'll explore 9 of these amazing features that once drove people wild in the good old days. Stay tuned till the end, because the final one will totally surprise you. Let's dive in. Number 1. Fireplaces. On the top of our list, let's talk about fireplaces. Most of us are familiar with what fireplaces are. Chances are you've seen one in person or in a movie. Fireplaces used to be a common feature in every home, serving as the HVAC system of the past. Over time, they became more of a nostalgic element, cherished by fans of old architecture. It's no surprise that fireplaces eventually faded out of use. The HVAC system trumps it in every way. You have more control over the heating, it has air conditioning, and also ventilation. It's just great. But apparently, some people actually prefer fireplaces. Yes, many people are actually opting for fireplaces in their new homes. Hey, good luck to them, but I think I'll take the HVAC. Number 2. Dumbwaiters. Okay, next up is dumbwaiters, and I know how the name sounds. It's a bit unusual, but I promise you that a dumbwaiter is not what it sounds like. In fact, they're pretty useful devices. A dumbwaiter is just like a little elevator, but instead of carrying humans, it carries food from the basement kitchen to the dining room or upstairs alleyway. All it worked with was a simple box tied to some rope, a pulley system, someone to put the food in, and someone to take the food out. Why go down and go up and down carrying food from place to place when you can do it easily and in style? The dumbwaiter is still common in some commercial buildings like inns and such, but not so much in residential homes, except if you have it custom built in for you. It's a funny choice of name, but the dumb just means silent, not the actual dumb. The dumbwaiter was a nice little feature, but it was large enough to fit a small child, and that usually led to a lot of hazards, mostly involving kids. For this reason, most architects and homeowners just considered the idea dumb. And now the dumbwaiter is no more, at least not in the mainstream. But now for a dark fact. Did you know that it has been said that Thomas Jefferson used the dumbwaiter to keep his slaves out of sight when he hosted certain people in his house? But whether this is true or not, I don't know. Number 3. Laundry chutes. If you're the type to keep laundry until it becomes a huge immovable pile, then you'll like this one. It's called a laundry chute, and it used to be a common feature of American homes. The laundry chute is a simple device people use to move clothes from the upper floor of the house to the laundry room where it gets washed. It's just a tube made to create a direct path between one room or more to the laundry room. It's usually made of stainless steel tubes and hung to the wall with wall brackets. It sounds like a marvelous idea, doesn't it? You get to have a room free of piles of dirty clothes, and you get to move your clothes to the laundry with ease and a little bit of fun. So why was it removed from most modern architecture? The answer is not clear for sure, but it probably has to do with kids taking chutes for their own private slides. But one dark story on the laundry chute before we go on to the next item on the list. In 1961, at Hartford Hospital, a fire that threatened to raze the entire building to the ground broke out through the vents, and it wasn't until the fire was quenched by the fire department that it was discovered that it was the smoldering ashes of a cigarette stick that got into the laundry chute and began the fire. Since then, the government just doesn't approve laundry chutes for everyone, and slowly, the laundry chutes were washed from the mainstream architecture. Number 4. Transom windows. The transom windows were actually both decorative and practical at the same time. The transom is just a little window on top of the front door. It was usually made of stained glass in a very beautiful pattern. People actually loved their transom windows, and if you think it was silly, wait till you find out its function. This beautiful little window did 2 cool things. First, it actually cooled the house by providing air circulation all year round, and second, it let in cool, natural light into the house. The transom was awesome, and I hope it makes a comeback. Number 5. Milk doors.
One silver top, number 18. Right, but next door, 2 extra. Go on then. Whatever your order, your milkman can deliver all the fresh milk you'll ever need.
Thanks to the modern invention of the freezer and fridges, we can keep milk for a reasonable amount of time without it getting spoiled. But you and I both know that after a few days, milk is no good. Now imagine a time where fridges didn't exist at all. How did they survive? Well, they had to have milk delivered to their doorstep every day. Yes, just like people still get newspapers at their doors, that used to be milk a few years ago. But you can't throw glasses of milk at doors like newspapers, so most homes were built with a small double-door cubby where the milkman delivered the milk to each home. It was one of the first means of contactless deliveries, just like what we had during COVID, and of course, Amazon's new delivery drones. Number 6. Mail slots. It's actually surprising that the mail slot is almost completely gone. It used to be a simple hole in the door where the mailman could just slip mail straight into the house. It saved you the time of having to go to the mailbox, but it also wasted the mailman's time because he had to go to every single door, and that was bad for productivity. And so mailboxes became the new replacement and an official requirement by the US Postal Services. Mail slots were cool, but mailboxes stole their slot. Number 7. Phone shelves. Well, everyone pretty much has smartphones now that they can carry everywhere easily, from bedrooms to toilets. Well, some time ago, phones were big, heavy, and immovable. They were literally stuck to the wall or at least placed on a shelf. As those landline phones started picking up during the 1930s and 50s, architects and builders began to just build those shelves into the house itself. But nothing lasts forever, not even landline phones, and since they've been wiped off the land, their shelves have gone too. Number 8. Radiators. Radiators are something that only true oldies will remember. After the chimney and fireplace, the radiator was the next version of a standard HVAC system for the homes built back then. The radiators were actually way better than the fireplace. Instead of coal and wood, they ran on steam, and unlike fireplaces that were made usually with bricks and mortar, radiators were made from cast iron. They were also very cheap to install, and I guess you could call them the first form of centralized heating in homes. But radiators are more than what they seem. Of course, their primary function is to provide heating, but they could also do so much more, largely depending on their design and model. They also served as clothes dryers where you could just spread your wet clothes on them, but some designs also had inbuilt rack attachments to make the best use of the situation. They also served as natural humidifiers to help add some moisture to dry air in winters, and in some homes, they were even used to keep certain food warm. They could kind of transform to suit any heating needs you had. Of course, HVAC has taken over the heating business, but you'll be surprised that many homes still use radiators. Number 9. Servant bells. There was a time when having servants at home was common practice, and at those times, methods for summoning them were carefully chosen. The most famous of them, however, were servant bells. These bells had bell pulls that were installed usually in each room of the owner's family, and the bells were labeled so the servant could know where they were being summoned. Now that we have electricity, however, these bells have been improved to become buzzers and intercom systems. The servant bells will never be called upon anymore. That's a wrap on the video, folks. Hope you enjoyed the history lesson. Any favorite features? Missing any that should still be around? Spotted any lately? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like and share the video to spread the knowledge. Catch you in the next one.